I got another banger for you guys. Stay tuned. Guys, welcome to the Mr. Bubbles channel, where we dish out awesome pressure washing business advice to beginners. I got a great episode for you guys today. We're going to be talking about the 5 things that are absolute gotta-haves in terms of equipment if you're thinking about being successful in the pressure washing business. But before we even get into today's episode, I wanted to get this announcement out of the way because we are only, 5 days away from our GMB Google My Business Mastermind class. It's a Zoom class tutorial. It's actually happening on next Wednesday on February 12th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. As you all know, I'm in Maryland. But anyway, my point is I still have 8 spots available in that class. The link to sign up for that will be in the description of this video in the very top there. There's a link. It's a pay link. You sign up, you pay for the class, and then we're going to send you like a link for you to sign in for the class. And guess what, guys? We're going to actually, after the class is done, you're going to get a video copy of this recording, and then also all the notes and everything. In this class, we're going to cover things like imminent domain backlinks, map citations, tagging your pictures with keywords. We're going to be doing a lot of work with ChatGPT. But anyway, I recommend you guys sign up for that, guys, because it's the #1 passive form of marketing that is going to make you the most amount of money and get you the most amount of customers going into 2025. Now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into today's episode. Remember, we're talking about the 5 pieces of equipment that you're going to need to have on your rig with you or on your truck if you want to have a tremendous amount of success 2025 and beyond. Okay, so #1 on our list, we're talking about a 4 GPM machine, pressure washing machine. So here's the deal. I actually get about a dozen emails from you guys a week, asking my advice on what type of machine that you should buy. And I always tell you guys this, if you're brand spanking new to the industry, which, by the way, like 90% or more of you guys are, you should be getting a 4-gallon a minute machine. The reason why I say that is this. Could you do it? Could you pressure wash with a 2.5 or a 3 or 3.5 GPM machine? Yes, you can. However, very quickly when you really start to learn, how to downstream and how to soft wash a house, you're going to need to upgrade that machine very quickly, which could happen in 2-3 months. In order to avoid that, just start initially with a 4 GPM machine, because this will get you through your first 3 years. As a matter of fact, guys, my first 3 years, that's all I used, the 4 GPM machine. And then in my 4th year, I migrated to a 5 GPM machine. And then it was about 3 years ago, we changed over all of our machines. About 2.5 to 3 years ago, we changed over pretty much all of our rigs to 8 GPM, and we even have 2 rigs now that have 10 GPM machines. But my point is this, you're going to upgrade eventually, but guess what, guys? The 4 GPM machine, when you're starting out, and if you're doing, I want to say less than 10 jobs a week, you don't need more than that. If you're only doing 1 or 2 jobs per day, you don't need anything more than a 4 GPM machine. Guys like myself, that have been around the game for a minute, we need the bigger machines because of surface cleaning. I'm going to explain that in #5 on this list. But also, we just, because we're paying employees and we have overhead and things of that nature, we need to conserve time. That's why, to do 4 to 6 jobs in a day, you need your bigger machines. But you guys are not there yet. If you've been in the game for 2-3 years and you're getting, let's say, 15 or 20 jobs a week, then I would go ahead and go from a 4 or 5 GPM machine to an 8 GPM. But that's a very, very small percentage of you guys that need that sort of equipment. I tell you guys this all the time, right? That, making a lot of money in this business is about skill sets that you need to develop. while that is happening, because those things take time, you're upgrading your equipment little by little. Guys, by no means do you need to go out there, and start with a $30,000 rig system. That's not what you need. You need to acquire experience. That's going to come with a little bit of time. I would say a year to 18 months. For me, for example, it was at the end of my 3rd season when I really started to feel comfortable. And right around there is when I reached my 1,000th house that I had washed. Super comfortable out in the field. And I had already developed certain systems. So the 4 GPM, again, GPM standing for gallon per minute, don't worry so much about the PSI because that doesn't really matter all of that much, when you're learning how to downstream, for example. I also recommend you guys that are new, if you have not done so already, watch my downstreaming series. We talk about all of these things in depth. It's episodes 140 to 150. It'll teach you exactly what you need to be able to downstream a house. But anyway, with a 4 gallon a minute machine, guys, you can do up to 3 houses a day comfortably. And I mean comfortably. So if you're working 5 days in a week, that's 15 houses a week. Guys, that's a lot of money. Like, you would already be making enough money where you could upgrade to an 8 GPM machine. But like I said, acquire that experience, spend a year in the field, with low-level equipment. What I've noticed, guys, by the way, is that this type of equipment that we buy when you put your rig together, it really holds its value. So you buy a machine today, let's say for $2,000, a year down the line, you're selling that machine for $1,000, $1,500, and that's after using it for an entire season. And then the final thing I'm going to say about that is this. Guys, you can find some really, really good deals out there. The very first machine that I bought that was 4 GPM, I actually got for $750, but I did it by, creating a network for myself, which I talk a lot about this on my channel. So I reached out to my network when I was looking for a machine, and one of the guys who works in one of the supply stores near me, pressure washing supply store, called me and said, hey, we got this machine, blah, blah, blah. And I ended up getting it for $750. But I see them all the time on Facebook Marketplace. You can go on there and buy a 4 GPM machine for $1,000. And I highly recommend, guys, you stay away from the pull cords ones because, man, when we're talking 8 years, 9 years ago, when I was using pull cord machines, they broke on me all the time out in the field. I recommend you guys get the key start ones. It's going to make yourself a lot easy, make your life a lot easier. I highly recommend that. Number 2 on our list, guys, you got to have a soft washing system of some kind, okay? Now, it doesn't matter if you're a 12-volt guy. I am not a 12-volt person. About, what is it now? Going on 5 years, we switched all of our 12-volt systems over to the, the roof pumps. We have we have 2 AR45s, and we also have a Comet pump. Guys, my Comet pump is this year going into its 5th season. And guess what? I've never had any issues with it. So, for you guys that are out there, you're using your 12-volt systems, what I would do is I would put, I would create, like I would separate that system out and sell it, because you could probably sell it for, if you put it like on a toolbox and real nice, you could sell it on Marketplace for $1,000 all the way to $1,500. And I would switch your system out. If you have a 12-volt system, I would switch it out to the AR45 system, because I can't even begin to tell you guys like how big of a difference to me, it's like going from a tricycle to a Harley, guys. Like, once you get used to that AR45, you got 11 gallons a minute of water coming out of that thing. Man, you're not going to want to ever turn back. And then plus having to deal with like, your battery dying and those pumps, no matter how much you rinse them properly. At least I can tell you this, I always had problems with them. No matter how good of a job I did of rinsing, I would go to 2, maybe sometimes 3 pumps a year. And like I just told you guys, the Comet P40, 4 or 5 years in, guys, this season coming up is going to be its 5th season. Not one problem with that machine. Not one single problem with it. So I highly recommend you guys upgrade that, because Guys, there's a lot of things that you can't downstream. Like you can't downstream stucco, wood decks, wood fences. There's so many things that you need soft washing for. For example, vinyl. You can't use pressure on that. When you're doing like a wooden fence or wooden deck, first you have to soft wash it. I mean, and not to mention roofs, for example, but there's so many things that eventually you as a professional you're going to run into where you need soft washing capabilities. And the system that I recommend is an AR45 system. There's tons of videos on YouTube where you can watch how to put one of those together. It's super simple. But if you don't have the money, the capital to invest in that yet, I would start out at least with a 12-volt system. Guys, you can put your own 12-volt system together for less than $500. Like, it doesn't take a lot of money to do it. But I recommend you do not go out in the field without having a soft washing system of some kind, because guys, like, downstreaming and soft washing together is the perfect marriage for success out there. Number 3 on our list, a pump, a sprayer. Guys, like, I can't even begin to tell you how many times I have, saved myself time, energy, effort by using a pump sprayer. You guys see me out there, when I'm washing like driveways and things of that nature. We're using pump sprayers for, rust removal, sometimes even for small roofs. A lot of times, for example, if I have a brick house that I'm doing or a stucco, I go around with my pump sprayer first. And that saves me a lot of time, guys, a lot of time. So I recommend, oh, and by the way, I have a list, an Amazon list where I have like all of my equipment on there. So it has like, for example, not just parts, but the pump sprayer we're talking about, surface cleaner. Guys, just email me for that. It's a list, like it's got over 30 or 40 things on there, including my recording equipment that I use for the YouTube. But, go ahead and reach out to me for that, and I will email you a complete list of the pump sprayer. This same pump sprayer, guys, I've been using it for like 7 or 8 years. And I've used, you can imagine, I've used every kind of pump sprayer you can think of. And the ones that we use right now, the ones that I get on Amazon, guys, are the absolute best. It's very universal. You can use it for everything. As a matter of fact, in the very beginning, we were talking about soft washing. You can even do a lot of your soft washing by using pump sprayer. Again, guys, a tremendous amount of time saver there. Now, before we talk about numbers 4 and 5, let me tell you guys real quick about my business in a box. Guys, quick announcement. I've created a digital product called Mr. Bubbles Business in a Box. Check this out. Okay, so the Mr. Bubbles Business in a Box is actually a thumb drive that we're going to send to you guys to your physical address. And when you get this thumb drive, you're going to see a folder that's called Box in it. And then when you open it, you're going to see all of these files right here, guys, all of these folders. And guys, this thing has over 500 files, anything and everything I've ever created from my business. So all of the blueprints, training modules, documents, all of the things that you guys constantly email me about, your pricing PDF, your for example, your marketing blueprints, anything that you could need for your business is in here. That's why we call it a business in a box. One of the things that I really like about this is, guys, check out all of these pictures. So you have a total of 300 before and after pictures that you guys can add to your website and your Facebook and your Google My Business. And check this out. So there's a folder called Google SEO. And the pictures already have the SEO words in them. And this one photo right here has over 300. This specific folder has 190 pictures, but all in all, it's over 300 pictures. Look at some of these pictures, guys. Amazing before and afters pictures for you guys to be able to add to all of your social medias and whatnot. This is going to help you get a lot of customers. And of course, your edible postcards are on here. And then finally, you got training videos on here as well, guys. Like, for example, the video on how to optimize your Google My Business, the Mr. Bubbles. You got several videos. So they're like training modules. You got all the PDFs. The bottom line, guys, is this. This is going to help you with your business. So don't miss out. Make sure that you email us so you can get your business in a box today. In order to get your business in a box, you just got to hit the link in the description of this video. And I say this all the time on the channel, guys. The more you know, the more you grow. That's how come I decided to create this business in a box, because it has everything in there you need to be able to grow your business. And I really believe that this is going to be a game changer for you. Guys, you do not want to miss out on this one. There you have it, guys. Number 4 on my list, something that has really made a difference for us out there in the field throughout the years, is a handheld blower. I have one in every single one of my rigs. All of my guys that go out there, we all use blowers. You're using a blower, for example, before you wash a driveway, remove all the leaves and debris and stuff. Guys, for basement stairwells, it's a time saver. Takes you a couple minutes, you blow all the leaves down there, and then you scoop it up with the bucket. And then also, when you're doing roof jobs, you need to get all the leaves, and sometimes we go up there and you got those pine needles. You need to make sure you have a handheld blower. The one that I recommend is the Stihl. It's the I want to say BG86. Anyway, it's their best version of their handheld blower. I think I want to say I paid right around $200 for mine, guys. And I'm telling you this right now, guys. It is one. To me, it's as essential as like having a surface cleaner or a pressure washer, because a lot of times it's one of those things where it's like you don't know you need it until you need it. When, for example, if you have pooling water, I've had this question a lot. What do we do when water, pools together there on driveways and concrete? Guys, you just, bust out your blower, bam. And then, it's so much more professional having a little handheld blower, guys, because you do your job more efficiently and it looks more professional. And again, it's one of those things, guys, where it's not very expensive to have one, and it makes a big difference for you. Okay, so the last one on our list, number 5, is surface cleaner, something we talked about already here on this video. Now, the one that we recommend and the one that we use here, Mr. Bubbles, will be at the very top of our Amazon list that we're going to send to you when you email us. That's the one that we recommend because it's not too expensive. It's like right around $400, I want to say. A lot of pros in the industry use it. And guess what, guys? It doesn't matter if it's a 4 GPM machine or a 8 GPM machine, you're still going to be able to use that surface cleaner. It's very universal. And what I recommend you guys do is you go to your local Lowe's and you also buy the little one. The little one is like the 16-inch one. You find it there in the section of Lowe's where they sell all the pressure washing stuff. It costs like right around $150. I like having the little one, the 16-inch one, guys, because it's just a gun attachment to your wand, so you don't have to like unplug or turn your machine off or anything. And I use that a lot if I'm doing, like, for example, a very, very, very small patio or a walkway. I won't bust out my my big surface cleaner, just a little one. But the bottom line, guys, is even if you just start with that small surface cleaner, you absolutely 100% have to have a surface cleaner, guys, because, in this business, something I mention to you guys all the time, when you're starting out, you should be focused on 2 types of services, which is house washing and concrete cleaning. And the concrete cleaning, when you're doing a driveway, you don't want to be white tipping the driveway. It's going to take you forever, and that's a lot of hard work. So that's why we recommend the surface cleaner. Again, very universal. One last piece of advice. I recently had a couple people reach out to me and ask me if you can surface clean a deck, like a wooden deck, and no, you cannot. If you do that, guys, you will completely destroy a deck. But surface cleaning is absolutely very universal. You can use it on any kind of concrete, bricks, any kind of pavement of any kind, so I highly recommend you guys, get a good surface cleaner, but don't go overboard, guys. Don't get don't go spending $2,000 on a surface cleaner. That's why I recommend the yellow one, this yellow and black one that we use here on, that we got from Amazon. because it's very universal, cheap, and you're going to have it for a very, very long time. And you can order the tips. There's a bar with 2 tips underneath. You can order, like, you know, just order yourself like 10 tips, and they're very easy to replace. That's pretty much the only thing that goes wrong with them, besides like 2 or 3 times a month. There's a little nipple there where you can put the grease gun in, you know, so the thing doesn't break down on you. But the bottom line, guys, is you're not going to be able to run a successful pressure washing business without having a reliable surface cleaner that can help you do a driveway. Like, let's say a standard driveway, which is what, about 600 square foot. You can do that in less than an hour with a very reliable surface cleaner. And that's all I got for you guys today. I really appreciate you coming to the channel and watching this pressure washing advice video. Highly recommend you guys watch the next one as well. And also, guys, got some great resources for you. I have a marketing blueprint that is going to help you get customers, so make sure you reach out to me for that. My email, by the way, is in the description of every single video. I am super easy to get a hold of. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bubbles out.